Hey, I want to share something that happened to me when I was 6 years old. Um, this is not scripted. I'm just gonna try and go with it and see what comes out. Basically, this one day, my dad was talking to my brother. He was saying how if you see the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in your dreams, it has to be him because shaitan and any negative energies, they cannot imitate his form, his image in your dreams. That's one of the promises that was made according to Sunnah and tradition and Islamic narrations. And I remember hearing that when I was a little girl, and I was like, oh wow, I got so excited. I was extremely excited because to me it meant that I would get to see the Prophet, maybe. So I asked my brother later, I was like, what did Abi say to you? Tell me everything he said. And he told me, and I said, well, did you tell Mati? Did you tell our sisters? And I was just so excited, and I think I was like the only one that kind of took it to mean that, okay, I get to see the Prophet. And I was a weird kid. At 6 years old, I was already waking up for Fajr, and I think the first time I did it, I was sitting in the dark, and my mom came in to pray Fajr, and she just saw me sitting there like, what are you doing, child? I was like, well, I just got up early, and I decided to wait for us to pray together. And so ever since then, she had designated me to be the person who woke the family up for Fajr prayer. That's the early dawn prayer. So I was like already a weird kid. I didn't say much. I had only started talking like a year or two before. I really kept to myself. I don't know. I was just a strange kid. But as soon as I heard that people could have dreams about the Prophet Muhammad, like it was almost like I knew I wanted to see the Prophet, and I knew that I might get a chance to see it. So shortly after that, I was actually dreaming. I was sleeping, and it was in the dream that I guess I felt myself waking up or something, where I thought my dream self was like, oh, I don't get to see the Prophet out of nowhere. Like this is just what I was seeing as a dream self. And as like I was leaving the dream, in the dream, that's when I saw his face, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I haven't told anyone this, but I'm telling them now. I told my husband in June, just last month. But aside from that, I haven't told a soul that when I was 6 years old, I dreamed of the Prophet's face. I saw his face. I knew it was him because when you see it, it's like that's him. He didn't say anything. He was, I remember his eyes the most. They were like black, like kohol were around them, but it looks, natural. He had a beard, but it wasn't huge or bushy. It seemed well taken care of. It was just his face. It wasn't his shoulders. It was kind of like a headshot, I guess. And I knew it was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when I saw. And then I woke up soon after. I think it was like I saw him for that amount of time, and then he started fading away. So when I woke up, I was like in shock. Was like, I started to convince myself I'm too young. I couldn't have seen it. I couldn't have seen that. And then I was like, okay, try to go back to sleep. Try to go back to sleep and ask Allah now to show it to you again. Show his face again, just so you're sure that your mind isn't playing tricks on you. And then as soon as I said that, I realized how I felt greedy. So I felt guilty. And I was thinking, haram, like I would see the Prophet. I'm asking for Allah to see the Prophet twice when some people don't get to see him at all. So already in my mind, I was like, so I knew. That was my confirmation and validation that yes, that was in fact Rasulullah that I saw. The fact that I was asking again to see him again, and that I felt guilty because knowing that I had already seen him. So that was enough for me to confirm that it was him. I've since read the description of the Prophet, and many of the things I saw reflected that. So I feel like, this is something I wanted to share in Ramadan 1434, because if it could happen to me, then it could happen to anyone. I don't know why, Allah in His, wisdom allowed me to see it. I just know that I wanted so badly to see him, and as soon as I found out that people could, walk around having dreams of the Prophet, like, I was just energized and revitalized, my 6-year-old self, and when you're a kid, you're usually really innocent, and that's how it was. I felt like I wanted to see him so bad, and I asked to see him, and then I thought I wasn't going to see him, and I wasn't angry, I was just very sad, and then I saw him in a dream. And so that's how it was for me. I wanted to share it, because like I said, don't give up hope. Just, you have to really, really want it, I think, and you want others to see it as well. Like I was telling my siblings, like, did you hear? Well, you could have a dream about the Prophet. And I was so excited. I wanted everyone to share that experience, and that we all try to do it. And after all of that, I actually got to see him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam.